8:30.
Are speed cameras in Connecticut about public safety or the money? The technology has drivers asking questions while police tell the I-Team they are doing their job by lowering speeds across the state. For the next 3 days, your chief investigative reporter Sam Smink is digging into this issue, traveling the towns currently using them. Her reporting begins in the town of Washington in the western part of the state.
The town of Washington was the first to put speed cameras up. Citations started going out in May, and more than 11,000 drivers have received them. They've collected more than $408,000, with more than half of that money going to the vendor, leaving the town with $182,000. But are all the citations legitimate?
Bring it back. Good boy, come. Come.
Between her dog training and her alpaca farm, Carrie Neary doesn't have a lot of free time. But she always makes time for her mom, often visiting her in Morris.
She's disabled and elderly.
During one of those trips, Neary found herself in the town next door.
I had to take her cat to the vet, and I thought I would go get her some lunch at her favorite restaurant, which was in Washington.
That visit to Washington ended up costing Neary a little more than lunch. Neary got this speed enforcement citation in the mail a few days later, telling her she owed the town $50. The town's speed camera on Old Litchfield Road showed Neary had been going 14 miles per hour over the speed limit, 49 miles per hour. She feels that's wrong.
I was a little bit surprised because the road that goes from my mom's house to the pantry is very windy and narrow, and you really can't drive fast on it. But I had no documentation to show that I wasn't going that fast, so I was just going to pay the $50 and be done with it.
As a former auditor, Neary started doing her research, finding others who had driven through town who had questions about the legitimacy of their tickets.
When I looked online, there was just too many red flags.
The I-Team started digging too. Our research revealed something interesting, mentioned in a Board of Selectmen meeting on June 5th.
So this has not been a smooth rollout.
That's First Selectman James Brinton talking about the speed cameras. The vendor told him they were having problems.
They're struggling with the technology. So the units that were up, they're now replacing all the software because they were losing connectivity.
Neary was issued a ticket the next day. We sat down with Officer Richard Anaimo, Washington's only full-time police officer. He's in charge of reviewing each image that comes in and deciding whether or not a citation is issued.
When we review each ticket that goes through, there's certain parameters. There has to be a box that lines up with the license plate. If that's not lining up, we reject the ticket.
More than 2,000 citations have been rejected since the cameras went live in May.
Either not lining up, maybe you can't see the plate right away. Like if I'm not too sure on the plate, if it's blurred, we're not going to issue the ticket. Sometimes the computer will look and think that's maybe a 3, so that's they have to be double checked. Mistakes do get made, but we'll gladly look at every one of them.
Was Neary's ticket a mistake? The speed enforcement camera losing connectivity, new software is being installed. Does that mean the camera should have stopped issuing citations during that time?
Any citation that went out then, if it met those parameters of everything, all the boxes were checked, no. It was working through communicating, so we may have missed some speeders.
We still have more questions. According to Neary's citation, the cameras that caught her speeding were calibrated in mid-May. Those same cameras were recalibrated July 2nd after software updates. Does that mean those tickets in between May 26th and July 2nd would be valid because
Yes.
they've been recalibrated?
No, they're valid because that calibration lasts. Being that this is an electronic device that's stationary, not being moved around, that calibration is suffice that the company is doing.
State law requires cameras only be calibrated once a year. Officer Anaimo says he understands people have questions and he's happy to give the answers. But he wants residents to know the cameras have slowed speeds. What do you say to the people that say this is just a money grab?
And I tell people this all the time. Very few things are in our control as far as money that we have to pay out when it comes to taxes. This is well within your control to not be fined. Just slow down.
Ultimately, Neary's ticket was not dismissed. She could have appealed, but
I live an hour and a half away. I don't go up there that often. I'm not going to contest it in person, so I just paid. At that point, it wasn't worth me to fight the $50.
she still thinks the questions were worth asking. If you do want to appeal your ticket, tomorrow we'll show you how and what legal arguments one attorney says you should or shouldn't make. Your chief investigative reporter, Sam Smink, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.